that until now, router 2, until now we have configured the IP access list that classify that match the telnet traffic, and then this class map now contain this traffic, the traffic of telnet. Now we should configure policy map. It is so easy. Policy map here, policy map, then the name of policy map should be configured. Policy map first, type inspect. Don't forget the type inspect because this is a security policy. Policy map, type inspect, and then a name. For example, we can say policy from inside to outside. This is in out means from inside to outside, or if you want, you can configure inside outside. This is the policy for inside to outside, from inside to outside. And after that, here for the class map, for the class type inspect, okay, means please apply this policy to this class. You know that we configure type inspect, okay, we configure the class map with the name of tel, okay, means for this class please apply the inspect. Look at here, this is the inspect. What does it mean? Allow this traffic, okay, pass from inside to outside, and also keep the state. And after that, if you receive the reply, the answer, allow the to enter the traffic from the outside to the inside. So easy. This is our policy. Let me to configure it. In the router 2, configure terminal, policy map, type inspect. The name of our policy is inside, outside. Okay, this is the name of our policy. And then for class type of type inspect of tel, here we have these actions. Look at here, drop, inspect, and pass. Let me to use first, for example, inspect. Inspect means please allow it and also keep the state. That's it. Now we have a policy. Let me to show you our policy. Show policy map, then type inspect. Look at here, this is our policy map type inspect. Then inside outside is the name. For class tel, please use the for example inspect action. So easy. All right, now we should apply it. How we can apply our policy? You know that we should apply our policy to zones, but actually we don't apply the policy to inside zone or outside zone, because you know that this policy is working when traffic is going from inside to outside. Actually, we should first configure a zone pair, and after that we can apply our policy to zone pair. Zone pair means to which zones that we want to apply this traffic. For example, you know that when a traffic is going from inside to outside zone, we want to apply this policy. Because of that, we should configure the zone pair security and after that the zone pair security has the source of inside, out, and the destination of outside, and after that we can apply our policy. Let me to show you here. In the router 2, it is so easy. Here you can see the configuration of the zone pair. This is a zone pair configuration. Here, first, we should configure a zone pair. Okay, this is the security zone pair, and then if you want, you should give it one name. For example, zone pair is in out. Okay, in out is the name of our for example zone pair, or if you want you can use inside outside or any other thing. Let me to use a zone pair IO, means inside outside, it is better. Okay, and then the source of this zone pair is the inside zone, and destination of this zone pair is the outside. Okay, this is our zone pair. If you want, and now you can configure a description, or you can apply your policy. For example, let me to apply our policy, service policy type inspect, and after that service policy type inspect. The name of policy is inside outside. So easy. Look at here, we have a zone pair, include inside as the source and destination and is the outside, and this policy that we configured before should apply to the traffic that should pass from the R1 to the R3. It is so easy. Let me to configure it. In the router 2, configure terminal again, zone pair. Okay, security, the name of this zone pair is IO, and the source is the inside zone, destination is outside zone. Please apply the policy, service policy type inspect, and then the name of our service policy is inside outside. So easy. This is the configuration of zone-based firewall. Show zone Okay, look at here, show zone pair, security. Here we have this zone pair. Look at here, service source zone inside, destination zone outside. And we apply the service policy inside, outside to this zone. Let me to review all of the commands first. Look at here. In the router 2, first, we defined the zones, okay? Zone security inside. And we configure description. Zone security outside, zone security DMZ. This is the first step. The second step is the assignment of the zones to the interfaces. Gigabit 00, zone member security inside. Gigabit 01, zone member security outside. And then Gigabit 02, zone member security DMZ. So easy. The second step. The third step is define which type of traffic we should apply we should apply policy. IP access list extended telnet. We specify the telnet traffic, and then in the class map we configured class map type inspect tel match access group name telnet. Now, actually this class map now include the traffic of telnet, and then we configured the policy of inspect for this traffic, and finally we apply the policy for the traffic that pass from the zone pair zone inside to the outside. Actually, we configured a zone pair, you know, that we should apply our policies to the zone pairs, not to the one zone or one interface. Okay, and finally now we can verify the functionality. In the R1, you know that we don't expect to have connectivity with ping or ICMP from R1 to R3. Look at your ping 10233, because we didn't allow the ICMP. We expect to have only telnet connectivity. Let me to configure telnet in the router 3. In the router 3, for example, we can configure enable, configure terminal, username. Okay, username Arash, and then secret is for example CCNP, or for example Cisco. Okay, and after that enable again secret, again for example CC or security. So easy. Enable security. Then line VTY024 login local. Okay, that's it. Now we can verify the telnet connectivity from R1 to R3. Let me to try R1. Look at here. Before telnet connectivity check, let me to show you in the router 2 show policy map. Okay, show policy map. Then type inspect. Okay, that we apply to the zone pair. Okay, the name of our zone pair is IO. It can show us that until now we didn't have any traffic matched with this zone pair. Look at here, policy exists on the zone pair IO. Okay, service policy type inspect is inside outside. This is the name of our policy, and this is the class map that we configured in our policy. As you can see, we don't have any traffic matched with the for example our policy here. Inside of each policy, you know that in our policy map, the name of our policy map is inside outside. We configured only class map tel, but inside of all policies we have a default class. We call it class default, like the QoS. Okay, and as you can see, all traffic that does not match with the class map tel should match with the class map class default. And as you can see, the action is dropped. Because of that, when I sent ICMP packet, ICMP doesn't match with the class map tel and matched with the for example class map class default, and as you can see, the action is dropped. 5 packet dropped, and no packet passed with the telnet. Let me to show you what happened when we send telnet traffic from the R1. Here in the R1, let me to use telnet and then 10233. Look at here. Now telnet 10233 connection refused by a remote host. Here we have a problem in the router 3. Let me to find it. We should use transport input all or transport input telnet. Okay, now let me to try again in the R1. Actually R2 passed the traffic, but the R3 doesn't accept it. Look at here in the router 2. If you verify again, here we have match. Because of that, actually our policy worked. Okay, but because the R3 doesn't accept it, we didn't experience the successful telnet connection. Let me to try again. R1 telnet 10233. Okay, as you can see, we have connectivity, and then username, and then password. Now we are in the router 3. In the router 2, look at